Welcome back to Rockingham Speedway. We are here this week with the Xfinity cars, the B fixed. Gonna walk you guys through a lap. Hopefully, it'll give you a good place to start. I know these. I don't think these have been here for a while. I don't think I've personally raced these here, but put down a couple good laps, and hopefully, this will help you guys be a little bit more confident if you were to join a race here. And we'll start with the garage setup. Make sure you're on the Rockingham. I know a lot of this stuff is set up for just testing, but right now I'm running 16:1 plus 7 degrees offset. A lot of that is preference, and 60% brake bias. We'll see what we can put down. This is a very bumpy track, has a lot of character. You kind of got to wheel it a little bit. The first thing about this track is very easy on the brakes. You don't want to, because with a low brake bias setting, it will spin on you, which I will demonstrate once we get up to speed here. So you're going to want to be very easy and consistent on the brakes. If you use too much brake, it'll just come right around on you. If you go too deep, you'll slide, and that was only 25% brake. So you're really going to want to be light on the brakes. With the car will rotate. You actually don't need to slow down all that much. So we will try our best to keep it a one piece for a decent run here. We'll take a little bit of an easy on this first lap here. Just get the tires warm. It's a little tricky staying out of the wall, but you're going to want to keep it on the yellow line. You can full throttle it out. But let the banking do the work for you. It is a little bit looser than I thought it would be. But as the run goes on, you are going to slide up in 1 and 2 just a little bit. It's pretty normal. You can dime in the corner. I'm being pretty aggressive on the tires right now. I have seen somebody run a 23.2 on this track. I'm not entirely sure how they did it, but they were 7,000 iRating with a pro license. So we'll take that with a grain of salt. Not everybody's gonna be able to hit that, but 23.5, 23.4 seems to be kind of average. You might see a 3 in there every once in a while. I will admit I'm not the fastest here, because this is right, you're watching the first time I've actually driven this car on this track. So hopefully I'll learn stuff throughout the week, but this should give you a good start if you're going into it blind. We'll do a 20 lap run, see how the tires look and feel. Like you can see, after about 6-7 laps, the tires do fall off quite a bit. But if you keep it down on that yellow line, you should be fine. Make sure to roll into the throttle coming out of 1 and 2. It'll keep you out of that wall a little bit. Because once you hit that wall, you're pretty much kind of screwed for the race. But I am lifting at the, or I am braking at the end of that, I think it's the rock sign on the back stretch. Seems like a good place, consistent mark to hit. This one's kind of more up in the air. I'm not really sure if there's an exact spot to lift for that yet. So the way I'm driving, you could probably go a little bit deeper into 3 and 4. But if these are anything like the A fix from last week, you'll want to keep backing up that braking point into 1 and 2. A little bit high there, but that's alright. You actually don't lose a whole lot. A lot of your runs will come off of turn 2. Going down the backstretch. Turn 3 is much higher speed and is full throttle, so it's harder to make those moves happen unless somebody slides way up. You got underneath them. I always find myself dragging the brake a little bit going into 1 and 2 just to keep it rotating. Normally once the tires wear, you want to back up the braking point, but I noticed in the A fixed, when they were here, you can actually send it in deeper and just use more brake. And for me, that was the faster way around instead of backing up the braking point. That felt like a better corner to me. And I probably went maybe 50 feet deeper into the corner. You can see where the fresh tires on my Ghost really starts pulling away. We got a couple laps left. Hopefully you can watch this video a few times. You can kind of get an idea, and you'll be able to be relatively competitive. But I know driving styles are different for everybody. The tire wear is big here. I finished well in a lot of races just based on tire wear, so if you need to give up a few spots early in the race, especially these guys who you can tell are pushing it, give up those spots because you'll definitely catch them. This isn't one of those tracks where it's super difficult to pass. Especially if you got newer tires, it's not too bad. So you don't have to worry about it like when you're on one of those 1.5-mile tracks and you just can't make that move on the low side or something. But this is one of my favorite tracks. It's a lot of fun. The racing here is really good. It spreads out. It's another driver's track. I know the C fix is at the Legacy Texas this week, so that's going to be probably a draft fest. That'll be my next video, and we'll figure that one out for you guys. But we'll finish this lap and we'll call it a day. See, it is starting to get a little pushy going on the entry, but you can still throttle it out just fine. So we'll pull it off the track. We'll take a look at the lap times. We'll see see what kind of tire wear we're looking at. But I'm not the best at saving tires, but I am pretty decent at saving them, so hopefully that will help you guys just kind of get a guess, you know, especially after you pit, get a guess on where your tires are, how hard you're driving it. I'll see our fastest lap was on lap 5. It took us a few laps to get a hang of it, but I mean that's pretty consistent as far as the tire fall off goes. I think this is where I started going into turn 1 and 2 a little bit deeper. But yeah, you know, you're losing about a tenth or two, a couple laps. So I mean, even after 20 laps, you're almost a full second off the pace. Let's take a look at the tires here. Yeah, it was a little rough on the tires. 20 laps, we were at 90, 91, 92. They looked a little bit warm. I might brake a little bit earlier. Got to cool those temps down, so I was probably wearing them out just a touch. But it's a driving style for everybody. You know, if it's a caution-filled race, it probably won't be as big of a deal because you'll be able to pit for some tires. But if it goes green all the way, you're probably going to want to take it easy on the right front, bring these temperatures down a little bit. And if it goes green for a long way, keep an eye on the right rear. It does like to get a little bit spinny coming out of 3 and 4. And you're definitely going to want to keep those rears nice and happy. So hopefully this helps. Should be a good week at Rockingham, and we'll see you then. Thank you.